Great.
Thank you, Speaker. And thank you, Senator Martin, for being indefatigable in your defense of lost Canadians. I am the official critic of the bill, and I've always thought of a critic as someone who is unfriendly or opposed to the bill, but this is certainly not the case. I am very friendly to the bill, as you well know. When I became a senator in 2016, and because of my established interest in citizenship, I started to get a lot of emails about lost Canadians, and I had never heard the term before, to be honest, and I was frankly lost when I heard that terminology, because for those of us who have found Canada know what a privilege it is to be a Canadian, and to have inadvertently lost it because of what I can only describe as bureaucratic fumblings and missteps is unimaginable to me. I rose subsequently. It was, I think, my first major speech in the Senate as a sponsor for a major citizenship bill. I described citizenship and I described it, and I drew a picture of a house, a home, which has a strong roof, a strong door, a lot of windows to let the sunshine in, but also a very strong roof to keep the danger out. The foundations of this welcoming but safe home are grounded in a few essential principles. The first and most important is equality among citizens. Equality sees all citizens by birth or naturalization, mono-citizens or dual citizens, whether citizens for 50 years or a month, treated equally under the law, equal rights, equal responsibility, and when necessary, equal punishment. These are not aspirational goals. These are the floor, the absolute foundation of how equality is expressed in Canada. Second is the principle of facilitating citizenship, making it easier for people to get citizenship. And I think of this, again in terms of the house as the main floor of the home, a welcoming home, a big fire blazing to keep out the wretched cold with a big welcoming door. However, lost Canadians have lost the warmth of this fire. In fact, they were kicked out of the home. Think of it as an eviction. As we know, our immigration system and citizenship laws are incredibly complex. And because of this complexity, they sometimes catch people in their net, and it's hard for people to get out and deal with this devastating yet unintended outcome. And I will admit, this was not intended. This was accidental. But how often do we in this chamber deal with unintended but devastating outcomes of legislation that is passed either in the other house or here? Senator Martin has already provided you with the background of how lost Canadians came to be lost. And I'm not going to repeat that. I will just sort of tell you a little bit about how currently lost Canadians deal with becoming found. And it's on a case-by-case basis. They have to make an application to the minister and to the ministry to get their citizenship back. And I wonder about the equity of a case-by-case basis when what we really need is a systemic solution. A case-by-case basis means that everybody who is lost needs to have the same kind of determination and agency that Birdie Funk, who's a very famous lost Canadian, she petitioned the court, she petitioned the minister, and she got her lost citizenship. But again, it's case by case. Senator Martin's proposal is a systemic fix. Senator Dalfond last time asked a very reasonable question. How many people does this impact? Not many. Maybe a few hundred, maybe 200. We actually don't know, because maybe the lost Canadians don't know that they are lost until they have to apply for a passport, and then they find out. So, the consequences of losing your citizenship is also severe. While waiting to get your citizenship, you may not have a social security number that is valid. You may not be able to get a job. You may not be able to travel. And you may have limited access to health care. All this at a time where a potential deportation could be in the works. So this is very, very severe, even if it is for a few hundred people. And I think we all understand injustice to one person or a few people or even 100 people is intolerable in our system. So I also want to point out that there are other lost Canadians. And I congratulate and commend Senator Martin for being focused and practical on dealing with those who we can help most immediately. Legislation is never the art of perfection. I believe it is the art of what is possible. This legislation is in our reach. Colleagues, I urge you to support it. Thank you.